Good morning. It is Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. I'm about 90 days into the carnivore diet, and still going strong. October's been great. I did go to the doctor yesterday, though, for a physical, and he asked me about my diet, and I told him, hey, I'm a carnivore. He didn't seem to have a problem with that. He asked me about my exercise. I told him I do 3 miles a day. I run one day, walk one day, run, and I alternate 10 push-ups after every mile. He was ecstatic about that. Took my blood pressure. My blood pressure was normal. And then he also did blood work, which came back last night. And he called me at my house last night at like 7:30 because he was worried about my cholesterol. He said everything looked perfect except for my cholesterol. My overall cholesterol is at 284, which it's been as high as 276. I'm not terribly worried about that, but then again, I'm no doctor. My HDL is at 49, which is good. My triglycerides are at 87, which is low. That's good. But my LDL, which is supposed to be the bad cholesterol, was at 218. Now, I don't know much about cholesterol. I do know that I had high cholesterol in the past, and my doctor put me on a statin. I didn't like the way that it made me feel. It gave me brain fog, like all the time. I would just be talking and just, everything would just go out of my head all at once. And I just turned into a vegetable for like 4 seconds. So I didn't like that. I did a little bit of research on it, and I said, I'm not taking the statin anymore. So my LDL is high, which I'm kind of conflicted on it. It does worry me a little bit because I'm not as informed on cholesterol as I am on a whole lot of other things. So I also had a calcium scan the last time I was at the doctor, and it came back perfect. There was no, plaque buildup at all in my arteries. So, I thought that was a good sign. But I'm kind of conflicted. I don't want to take a statin again. I really don't. And I was on rosuvastatin, which is Crestor. He wants to prescribe me now atorvastatin, which is Lipitor. And he said that, I told him I quit taking the statin because of the side effects that it's given me, mainly the brain fog. And he said, well, Lipitor is not really, known to do that to anybody, blah, 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 blah. So he's given me the prescription, called it into my pharmacist. I haven't gone to pick it up. I don't want to pick it up. And then I saw this video. So, he calls me last night at 7:30. I immediately start looking at YouTube videos about cholesterol. Also I'm doing red light therapy, where my sister let me borrow her red light machine, and you stand in front of it for however long. It's supposed to give you all these amazing benefits. I'm reading up on that right now. It's pretty intriguing. But I'm checking that out. So while I'm standing in front of my sister's red light machine, I'm looking at YouTube videos on cholesterol. And I see one that Thomas DeLauer put out. And he's a pretty smart dude. I've seen some of his videos. But he gets really, really technical. And in a lot of his videos, he's just, right over my head. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know about I'm not a doctor. I'm a hotel manager. So I'll watch him until he gets to a certain point where, well, this interacts with this, and this does with this, and of course everybody knows that this happens when this happens, and I'm like, dude, I can't watch this anymore. Talk to me like I'm stupid, because I am. So, but I watched this video on cholesterol that Thomas DeLauer put out last night. No, he put it out a couple of years ago, and I don't know if it was just what I wanted to hear, or if it's true or not, but he basically said that if he broke down LDL, HDL, triglycerides, what they all are and what they all do. He did it in about 12 minutes. And so he laid out a scenario where he said, if your HDL is good, which mine is, if your triglycerides are low, which mine are, and your A1C is normal, which I don't know if it is because I don't think my A1C got checked in the blood work yesterday. I couldn't find it on the panel that they did. So I don't think my A1C got checked. So anyway, he said if those three things are happening, but your LDL is high, he said that's a good thing. That means you're burning a lot of fat. You're working out, you're in a low carb, low fat, or high fat, low carb diet. And I said, wow, okay, well, yeah, I'm doing the carnivore diet, which is high fat, low carb, and I am working out. He brought up runners. He said, if you're a runner and your LDL's high, well, it's because you're burning a ton of fat. Well, I am a runner. I run 3 days a week, and I walk the other 3. So, like I said, I don't know if it was just what I wanted to hear that made more sense, but I don't know. And I've done some research on statins. I haven't done just a ton, so I don't know. I did see one YouTube video, and everything's been on YouTube, but everybody always posts or most people will post the study that they are referencing, so a lot of times I'll look at that too. I did see one video on the Mayo Clinic that the Mayo Clinic did, it was like 4 years ago, that basically said, yeah, statins don't do anything to decrease risk of heart attack. They don't do anything at all. But they can cause dementia earlier in your life, and they can cause like serious brain fog, which, hello, I had that. So I'm really conflicted. I have a busy day at work today, and I've got a bunch of stuff that I need to do, but in the moments in between, I'm going to be doing a little bit of researching on cholesterol. I'm not worried about it, but if the LDL is something that needs to come down, if what Thomas DeLauer says isn't true, and I don't know if he's a doctor or not, I don't know that guy, but I'm just going to research it and figure it out. But my HDL was at 49, which I looked on the little info sheet that was on my doctor's website, and it says it needs to be above 40. Okay, there we are. I'm above 40. Triglycerides are at 87, and I saw that the normal triglyceride level is supposed to be 0 and 150. Bang, I'm right in the middle of that. So, I'm going to do a little bit of researching on it today. My wife is all out of sorts. Oh, you're going to have to change that diet. I'm not changing my diet. I'm sorry. The carnivore diet makes me feel more amazing than I've ever felt in my life. I did have another little brief discussion with my doctor yesterday. He was talking about cholesterol, and he said that there are some people, and he does a little, they have to stay up on top of a lot of different things, and a lot of different stuff about cholesterol starting to come out now. So he said, I've seen, this is my doctor voice, I've seen numerous people who are very, reputable within the scientific and medicinal communities, and they say that if you stay on top of your blood pressure and you make sure you don't, your diabetes doesn't get out of control, and this, that, and the other, and keep your weight down, that you don't even have to worry about cholesterol. He said these people aren't quacks; they're, very reputable people in their fields. And so I'm like, can we go that route? Can we just, can I work on all this stuff and we just not worry about the cholesterol? I'm debating on going that route. I don't know. But if I mess around and just ignore my cholesterol, wind up having a heart attack, my wife's going to kill me if the heart attack doesn't. So I'm going to have to do some research about it and, see what's going on. If anybody has any advice or anything, please leave it in the comments. Because I'm pretty conflicted on it, and the reason I'm conflicted on it is because I don't know a whole lot about it, and it's going to take me some researching to get a handle on it, but my gut tells me if I had the one issue with the one statin, then I know I'm not having an issue without the statin. So if I go back on a different statin, my chances go up more than decently. I would think that I'm going to start having brain fog again. So I don't want to take a statin. I do know that. And I asked him yesterday, I said, are there medicines that aren't statins that will bring your cholesterol down also? He said, yeah. I said, do they not work as effectively? He said, no, some of them do. He said there are some other major side effects that could come from taking one of those other medicines. I was like, okay, whatever. I said, well, let's get the blood work done, and when it comes back, then we'll see what route we want to go. Well, he wants to go the statin route, and I'll do some research on Lipitor too, the one that he wants to put me on, to see what's up with that. I did a little bit last night, and it seems like the main thing that people had with Lipitor was muscle pain. And I've got muscle pain all the time. I'm 50 years old. Not like I used to because of the carnivore diet, but I still, have muscle pain. So anyway, that's my doctor visit from yesterday. I know I'm not going to change my diet. I'm definitely not changing my diet. I've got just crazy energy. The weight is coming off more. I weighed in yesterday at 197 at the doctor's office, so I'm down another pound over the last couple of, since October 1st. So 4 days ago, I lost 1 pound in the last 4 days, which, it took me a month to lose 2 pounds. So the weight's starting to come off. So I'm going to do some researching about it and see. I'll go ahead and pick up the prescription today, just in case I decide to get on it. Like I said, Lipitor doesn't appear to have the same side effects as the rosuvastatin or the Crestor that I was on before, as far as brain fog goes, though. But when I saw the study that said that statins can cause premature dementia as well, is that all statins? Is it just some statins? I don't remember that part. So if anybody's got any cholesterol advice, please give me a shout and let me know what your experience is, because I am a little conflicted on it right now, and it's because I don't know enough about it. But I'm going to get there, and I'll make the right decision, and I'll tell my doctor which way I want to go, and then I guess we'll go from there. But yeah, and he said everything else was perfect. Everything else was perfect. Glucose, thyroid, whatever it is that they all check, everything was perfect. He said everything but the cholesterol. I said, well, okay, well, I guess that's what we're going to work on. But I need more information. So anyway, that's that. It is Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. I'm about 90 days in on Carnivore, and I feel amazing. So we'll see what's up with the cholesterol. Everybody have a great day. Let me know what you think about the cholesterol.